become general public knowledge that mindfulness is one of the best things that we can be doing to look after our mental health. In its essence, mindfulness is a really powerful skill that a person can use to defuse from difficult thoughts and feelings when they come up, become an observer rather than a reactor to one's private experiences, and engage in the here and now, focusing on what's truly important rather than getting stuck in the past or worrying about what's going to happen in the future. So why then am I making a video about mindfulness being like a dirty word? And by the way, when I say dirty, I mean it to be like off-putting. Well, let me break it down for you. If I was to say to a client, hey, are you interested in learning about some mindfulness techniques? I predict that they would probably respond in one of these three ways. The first, anger and frustration. Yeah, look, I've heard about it. I know that it doesn't work on me. It's not gonna work for me. So let's just not go there because that doesn't help. The second, boredom. Yeah, okay, whatever. And the third, they might actually have a genuine interest. They might already have a mindfulness practice. Yeah, that actually sounds really cool. I've looked into it and I find it really interesting, so I'd love to learn more about it. Because of the first two responses though, I prefer to err on the side of caution. The word mindfulness has just blown up over the last decade. Basically, it's been overused. So people have a lot of misconceptions about mindfulness. Some people might think that it's about relaxation. Other people might think that it's connected to a spiritual practice. And some people might have tried mindfulness out already, but found that it was taught in a really rigid way so that they didn't get anything out of it, or maybe they found that it was really boring. Raise your hand if you've been subject to the raisin exercise. So that's why I think using this really broad, vague term, mindfulness, isn't actually that helpful when you want to teach somebody some mindfulness skills. Instead, I follow an approach from acceptance and commitment therapy where I break mindfulness down into a set of specific skills where each skill has a purpose and a value to it. It's not just this broad, vague term. And then hopefully as well, if a client has had a negative connotation with the term mindfulness, if I'm calling a specific skill something different and they're understanding, hey, this is why it's helpful, this is how it can help me, hopefully then they won't have that negative connotation coming in and trying it out. They'll approach it with a bit more curiosity and interest. As an example, one skill that I like to teach people I call attention training. So how I might go about teaching someone this is I'll get them to pick an activity that they really enjoy doing, something that they can really focus on. For me personally, that might be like a puzzle. And then I'll explain to the person that really naturally at some point their mind is probably going to wander off in a different direction. They're going to start thinking about something else other than the activity that they're doing. Maybe they'll start thinking about the grocery shopping that needs to be done. And it's okay for the mind to be doing this. It's part of that ancient mechanism in our brain that gets us to be thinking a few steps ahead. It's how we've evolved as a species. So basically, it's okay that your mind is wandering off. That's what you want to start to be able to notice. Okay, my mind went over here. Now I'm going to bring it back to what I'm doing. I'm going to shine the spotlight on what's important to me now. And it gets the person better at training their attention to what they want to focus on when they want to focus on something. It's kind of like training your muscles at the gym. If you're not actually using them, if you're not practicing this skill, then it's really hard to sustain your attention. It's hard to just focus on the present moment, what you really want to be focusing your energy on. And of course your brain is going to be really good at jumping off into the future or going off into the past. It's going to find it a lot harder to come back to here and now if we're not actively practicing it regularly. Anyway, I've just really focused in detail on one mindfulness skill. I said earlier that there are so many different types. All of them involve some creativity. They're all an active process. It's not just about passively closing your eyes and sitting still. So hopefully this video has helped you understand a little bit more about mindfulness, what it actually is and what it isn't. I'm gonna leave some more helpful links down below, so be sure to check that out. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to you later. Bye!